Hello everyone, Jeremy Senpai here, and I am giving you the last podcast for Valentine's Day. Of course, it's been more like Valentine's month. But all throughout this month, I have been giving you a different video where I talk about a different Valentine's Day special. And for this one, we will be talking about Gravity Falls. Okay, I'm going to get the elephant in the room here. Gravity Falls takes place over a summer vacation, like 2 to 3 months. So there's kind of a bit of limited time when it comes to holiday specials. Though they did get away with this a couple times. For a Halloween special, we got Summerween, and for their Valentine's Day special, we got The Love God. And I'm just going to say this outright. This is probably the most controversial Valentine's Day special ever in kids' cartoons. Okay, I'm going to go over the main plot, then I'm going to get right into it. Basically, Mabel tries to help out Robbie get over Wendy after she breaks up with him, and she does this when a Cupid character comes to town and starts using his love magic to make people randomly fall in love with each other. Okay, it's basically a very simple plot. It's kind of Mabel based a bit, but the real controversy doesn't even come from the main story. It's actually amazing how much debate and problems came from like under 10 seconds. If anyone here is a Gravity Falls fan, you probably already know what I'm about to talk about. Okay, basically we have Cupid using his love magic to make people randomly fall in love with each other, and among these couples included two older women. Now keep in mind here, this was already storyboarded and everything. In fact, the scene isn't even that long. It's literally like 2 to 5 seconds, and unless you know to look for it, it can completely go over your head. But I just want to point out that Alex Hirsch, the series creator of Gravity Falls, went on to say now that they immediately got a note from the network saying two women falling in love is not appropriate for our audience. Hirsch tried to shoot back with a one-word email, why, which, according to him, broke their brains because there wasn't a good answer for that. Alex Hirsch also went on to say that even though it was storyboarded, he did fight for this scene to be included. However, eventually it became so pretentious that the network actually threatened to cut the episode entirely. Basically, Alex Hirsch either cuts this 2 to 5 seconds or change it, which is what they did, having one of the women be a man instead, or they just cut the entirety of the episode. It really does say a lot. It really does say a lot when an under 5-second scene can cause such problems, but it does go on to say. Anyway, in a follow-up interview, when asked to comment on the situation, a Disney spokesperson said, and I quote, "In the course of program development, we have daily conversations with series creators about storytelling and characters. There is a long-established approval routing at each stage of production. The process includes a standards and practices department to ensure all programming reflects Disney's brand, is consistent with policy, appropriate for kids 2 to 14, and complies with the channel's policy and with Disney's brand promise to be inclusive, with stories that affirm all people." So let that set in. Granted, this was all the way back in 2020. This was all the way back in 2014. And Alex Hirsch was very much upset by this, understandably. The fact that such a 2 to 5 second scene causing such a problem that they would cut the entire 22-minute episode. But it is worth noting that later down the road, something would actually be resolved. The two police officers, Sheriff Lubbs and Deputy Durland, are confirmed to be two men in a relationship. This was highly speculated throughout the entirety of the series, but it was confirmed both in the series finale and in the aftermath by Hirsch himself. However, I just would like to add that this was also done in a very over-your-head way. They don't hold hands or kiss or anything like that. They literally just say that they love each other. So in other words, this also could be vague enough to symbolize a close friendship between two adult men. And Hirsch did have to ask his creative team this important question. It was one of those things where I believe in it so much that I grew a little concerned, says Hirsch. So he asked his team, do you think that the benefit of allowing these characters to be gay outweighs the potential drawbacks of them not necessarily being the best possible characters for that representation? The answer was a unified yes, and Disney even got on board with this, which he says is definitely is very much different compared to the Love God episode. It really is amazing how much progress can be made in only a few months, but at the same time, as I say before, this was done so vague nobody would even think about it. Hirsch will also follow up with a phone call regarding an SMP editor with something to a quote of, "We are scared of homophobes and people being mad at us." Literally saying, mask off, that they are afraid of the backlash that they would get by the public. Now, I just want to reiterate that this was literally a 2 to 5 second scene. It is completely out there. It really is how a 2 to 5 second scene could cause such problems. It really is. Hirsch really wanted to include a gay character on the show, but of course, it being a Disney kids cartoon, there were some drawbacks. Things are different nowadays with shows like The Owl House and Amphibia, and of course, Moon Girl and Dinosaur. I forget the whole name. I'm getting there, okay? Anyway, as I stated before, it is done after the series ends. And I have noticed that a lot of shows where they have characters come out, this is almost always done during the final season or even the series finale. And the logic is very simple. This is the last episode. It's the last of the series. What are they gonna do? Not show the series finale, leaving fans disappointed and raging, as well as the financial cut that comes from the episode not airing? Anyway, those are just my thoughts and everything. If you guys have any additional information or even just general thoughts, then please feel free to tell me down below in the comments. If you like what you hear, always remember hit like, subscribe, and all that good stuff. And this is Jeremy Senpai signing off. The month of love has been good to us, everybody. Till next time.